Hello, my name is Etta. Although this wasn't easy for me, I thought maybe sharing my story could help someone during their healing process, or maybe help somebody who's in a narcissistic relationship. Funny part is, I didn't really realize that I was in an abusive narcissistic relationship. Maybe abusive, because it was verbally abusive, mentally abusive. But at the time, you don't really know because, they put the rose colored glasses on you and you really can't see. All you see is, the beauty of this person and how much you love them. And then you have kids with them, and then it's harder to leave. And then, um, you know, you get married, and then, you were raised to believe that you don't get divorced. Um, then you have, another kid and another kid, and it gets harder. And then financially, you're kind of like connected to them, and it's even more hard to leave because like you've been a mom at home, so you're kind of like bound to them because now what do I do if I leave him? Then how am I going to support my kids? There's that. um, it's not easy. A lot of people say, well, just leave them. It's easier said than done. I lived it. We have all these battling, conflicting feelings on top of their little clown show that they're putting on to keep you in a haze and a daze, so you don't really know what's going on. You get sideswiped every time. You almost wake up. Um, they hit you. They say they're sorry. They won't do it again. They tell you they love you, but then they're cursing you out and calling you names and treating you like crap, less than human, constantly criticizing you, putting you down. And then, you get these little breadcrumbs, these little moments of time where they're sweet, they're nice. You get a little, bit of what you're yearning for, and then the next day they're assholes again. And you're wondering what happened. You're kind of like holding on to these little breadcrumbs and these little moments, hoping that one day, it'll all be alright, that everything will be fine. In reality, it never will, because they're never going to change. They don't love anyone but themselves. And they're here for the most part, but they're not. I took care of the children myself most of those 20 something years. Financially, he was there. I mean, I give him credit where credit is due, but I guess they do anything to make themselves look good. But I gotta give them credit. My kids never wanted or yearned for anything. They had everything they needed. Uh, just they just didn't have a dad figure. Someone to look up to, someone to teach him how to be a man, someone to teach his daughter how to treat a woman. Nope, none of that. They kind of learned from my kindness and how I treated them and how I protected them and led them through the world, and how they saw me crying and affected by his treatment and all the fights and all the arguments. Granted, my kids did go through a little bit of trauma through it, and I'm sure they're also healing with me. Um, Learning to love different, learning how it is to be loved, and same here. I'm so used to being loved in the wrong way that having a new relationship is difficult. I do have an amazing boyfriend, which is hard because part of me wants to be single, and the other part of me knows that he's an amazing man, but to actually be loved in the proper way is definitely a challenge, because it's, learning how to love again, learning how to be loved. It's awkward. It's, most of the time I want to run away because it's not easy. So loving again, healing in the process. He's been amazing. He's stood by me, you know, even when I don't want to deal with him on some days. He's been very amazing. Um, Granted, maybe I did start a relationship sooner than I should have. That, you know, that happened. It happened. And I don't regret it per se, you know. This journey by myself would have really been difficult by myself. And it kind of teaches me a lot about myself and helps me deal with a lot of my healing process and traumas on how to be loved and how to love in return. It also shows my kids the proper way to be treated, you know, patience, love, and understanding. Um, no yelling, no screaming. It is different. It definitely isn't easy. It hasn't been easy, and I'm still healing. How long that's going to take, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to love. And most of the time, I just want to spend time by myself. I hope that the poems that I post up and the stories that I post on, you know, my day-to-day or every other day, healing. It has been a journey already on healing. The beginning wasn't easy, you know. Part of me felt like I still loved him, like wondered if I was doing the right thing. Then after the divorce, I truly fell apart. Slowly but surely, I have come to terms with it, and I'm okay. I mean, there's nothing, you know, there's no closure you can get from them because they're not really sorry, and they're not, they'll just use that to get back in and put you around in a circle again. So it makes no sense. You know, it is what it is. They don't really care. It's about them, and it was never you, and you're worth so much more than what you put up with. It wasn't until 23 years later of being with him and sticking it out that I realized that I couldn't continue this way. I'm a person who wants and needs love, and I can't see myself going one more day, one more year, one more hour without love or being loved properly. So I let go. For my kids, for myself, for my sanity. So now I'm just taking the time for me, loving myself, and taking it one day at a time. So you're not alone, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Know your worth, and we all deserve to be treated with love and respect. And I hope that my story helps you in some way.